They, instead of trying to qualify,
no, they're going to South America.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, no, they're on they're playing with SG, I think.
Oh, I didn't. Well, Kyle is apparently going to cast at the regional qualifiers. So.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, well, that's what it said on the BTS announcement. He'll be there.
Oh, maybe he's not.
I think he's doing NA along with like Grant, me, and Draskell.
Fear and Kyle. Maybe they changed the roster. Maybe he got invited. They changed the roster. But I know there's a lot of NA teams fleeing to the other regions.
So SG did, they added Sand King and Flea.
Francis,
the former, VTJ.
Flea, who's fleeing.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. Well said.
Yeah.
They already have Costa Mila, ADR, and Laposa. ADR, one of my favorite players in South America.
That's a good team. That's a really good team, actually.
But
I hope they play together after the qualifiers.
That is a good team, but beating Pain is going to be difficult. That's a very.
It's hard, but dude, Costa Mila is like literally rank 1 right now. I played with that guy. I played with that guy. Yeah, no, I played a lot with him.
What's he playing now?
He plays carry.
I mean, like, what heroes has he been playing recently?
Luna Spectre.
It sounds about right.
Luna Spectre Lycan. Yeah, no, those heroes are pretty good for this patch. So yeah,
it's gonna be pretty exciting. TI qualifiers right around the corner. So of course, like I said,
dude, I'm so excited.
We have today for MPGL, which is 2 BO3s, and then we are done for like 2 weeks. Because
speaking of qualifiers, these guys are all probably gonna be playing in the qualifiers too.
I would assume so.
So these guys, this is some hype. Like these are gonna be some at the very obviously they want to go to a LAN, but this is also some good practice for the qualifiers. And Lashrak Lycan versus Sand King Jakiro. These are heroes that I think everybody thinks are pretty universally broken right now.
Yeah, I think the same could be said for Sand King. Oh yeah.
And, yeah. I think Jakiro has been an underrated hero for a while. And
I think this hero is garbage though. Batrider. I don't like
too.
Him.
I think Batrider's terrible. I don't know what's going on with
Rack
this
said
pick.
the same thing. He was just like, this hero is just not good. Like he's good in lane, but in terms of what he provides,
the thing is,
nice and all, but.
Is he even good in lane when you have a response pick? What if they just do an offlane Lycan and then they pick like a PL or some hero that can just deal with the Batrider in lane? Then who gives a damn,
Yeah.
And it's like, does he really care to dual lane? I mean, I don't know. I guess he's okay with experience. I feel like without experience, like level 2, he's okay. I don't know. I feel like he hits level 2 and he's kind of. I mean, I don't know. It's this hero. I don't like him. His mana costs are like so damn high. It feels. Honestly, that's like the biggest issue with Batrider right now is it feels like the mana cost on his spells are so damn high for laning, and when there's such a huge focus on the laning phase, you can't just like be spending time sitting waiting for clarities, right? Like that's terrible. And I don't think that the mangoes really do this hero justice in terms of giving him enough mana to sustain in the lanes. Like for instance, with the Sand King, like if you can pop a mango and then do another stun or something like that's a really, really good use of mango because like 1 stun equals 1 kill usually with Sand King.
Yeah.
With Batrider, it's kind of like, okay, what do you get mango every time you want to use your Firefly?
Which is not what you want to do.
If you have like a Batrider player, I mean, any hero, like I played Pudge for a long time when it was trash. If you have a very specific player who plays a hero or a strat, obviously it's going to be good. If, like for instance, if you have Monkeys Forever on your team, you're picking Bat.
Yeah.
So it's just like maybe these guys just have a really, really good Bat player or strategy, which I can respect.
There's always that possibility. That's probably a good point. There's other reasons for picking Batrider too. I think picking Batrider against Lycan is one of those reasons because you want to have some lockdown against the Lycan, but the issue is if you can't like blink on him, he's just going to get away with Shapeshift because he's going to be too fast for you to catch, which is an issue. Yeah. He's not affected by Sticky. He doesn't really give a shit about that with Shapeshift.
It's hard to click on him too because his hitbox is actually smaller because he's a hero that has summon units, and any hero like PL, Naga, any hero that has summon units, Ice Frog at a certain point was like, okay, their hitbox can't be huge because then otherwise you're just going to get stuck on your units. That's why it feels easy to run people down with Lycan. Yes. Although I do like Tinker. I do like Tinker against Lycan, actually, speaking of...
I mean, I'm sure a fine matchup, but in every game I've seen so far in this tournament, there's been one game that Tinker has won, and it was played by an extraordinarily good team. One of the top teams. I can't remember which one off the top of my head. And then it's played by 3 or 4 different teams, like Exit Woundz, I think maybe played it once. I know Signify played it a lot. Of course, they are out of the tournament now. Like these teams pick this like Tinker as a comfort hero to think, okay, we can kind of get this game going late game, and we'll be able to hold high ground. But it just never happens. Like the game ends up going like 20 more minutes longer than it should, but they still lose the game because they get kind of owned in the early game, and the Tinker is forced to just farm his jungle and try to get back into the game.
Yeah.
And then you pick it. Also, you pick it fourth instead of like last picking it. They have last overall pick. They could have last picked it. I know it might have been banned, but
maybe they want some sort of like crazy cheese hero, you know? Maybe we're gonna see like a Huskar.
Well, that's what this is to me. I mean, Tinker just seems, unless he's in the hands of a really, really good player and good team, I feel really not confident about their chances in this game for exit wounds, to be honest.
Would you pick a Tinker if you're gonna pick like a Huskar or Meepo? I feel like those heroes,
probably not.
There's too much. Like if you pick a Tinker, it's usually you're thinking, okay, this guy is going to be the primary focus of the draft. We're going to stack for him. We're going to protect his lane. Tinker has such a huge power spike when he gets the travels, when he gets the blink, that you kind of want to protect him.
Yes,
absolutely. Whereas like a Huskar and a Meepo, it's the same thing. It's that kind of like, I'm going to go late game and 1v5 you guys because my hero's cheese.
Well,
and you really want two of those? I don't think so.
The other issue is that if you want to pick Huskar, you kind of need to pick like an Oracle or a Dazzle. Oracle especially, I think.
That's what I'm kind of thinking Meepo, because there's very little AoE, and it's good against Lycan because you can root. It's good against Storm because you can root, but I mean, then you're picking
Meepo Tinker.
Tinker Meepo Batrider. It's kind of
doesn't seem very good, right?
Ballsy, yeah. The Bane Leshrac duo. This is such a. I'm surprised we don't see this more often, to be honest. Bane Leshrac, like, it's just so good. The fact that you can set up the Leshrac stun and it's so much damage and so much effective laning. They're both like super speedy heroes. Maybe Leshrac's base stats aren't super effective, but I mean his skills certainly are. And then Bane is one of the best laning heroes in the game. It's like a really nice 5-4 combination, in my opinion. Actually, as I say that, Leshrac might be an offlaner. That's perfectly possible.
I'm not sure how they're going to do it. They could do 5-4. They could do off lane. Remember, they did change these heroes at 7.17. Bane has his base damage reduced, which is really good, I think, because the hero, his base damage was really good, along with the fact that he had good stats and Brain Sap.
Everything else, yeah.
And then, of course, Brain Sap mana cost increased by 20 at its first level, which is pretty rough, actually, when you think about it, even though he is a pretty high intelligence hero.
People are still picking the crap out of this hero, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's still good. Don't get me wrong. That and Leshrac, of course, the Lightning Storm range has been nerfed considerably at its max level. Mirana is a hero that I think is very strong right now. The only change they made to her in 7.17 is they made the Moonlight Shadow cooldown level 25 talent 5 seconds less than it was previously. So instead of a 2-second downtime, it is now a 7-second downtime.
Yeah, who cares?
Which, to be honest, who gives a shit? You're right. Absolutely.
Who gives a shit?
Who cares? Nobody cares about that.
They did exactly what I thought they would do with the Lycan, which is basically, okay, you want to pick the Batrider to hard lane counter it. Now we're going to make you have the choice of, do you really want to do a Batrider safe lane to deal with an off lane? I think Lycan destroys Slark, actually, in the laning phase. If he's not given, like, Slark needs somebody. Lycan could just sit and deny the crap out of Slark. He can actually trade with him, too. I feel like if this Lycan goes off lane and Slark isn't supported by at least, like, a Jakiro just sitting up there constantly.
It's got to be Jakiro. It has to be, I think.
Yeah, but then again, you have a little Leshrac that's probably going to go up there too, because obviously you want the Mirana Bane to be together. That's pretty different. I mean, you could. Yeah, I mean, why would you have two skill shots? In the same
I don't know why my mic isn't working, so I'm going to restart Dota real quick.
Okay.
Very strange that my mic's not working in game.
In game, it's not. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. Actually, maybe it's a bug.
Working. Just sounds like I'm sitting here talking to myself, which is what I do anyway when the mic is off. So that's
nice.
That's fine. Nobody else will talk to me.
You're a crazy person then.
Yeah.
It's not working. This is unusual. I've not changed anything since this patch. So I guess it's a bug.
7.17, man. Maybe they broke modes.
I have no idea. It says that I'm currently recording. Like the push to talk is clearly working.
Let's see. Should I get real close to my mic and see if it does the little yelly thing? No, I'm not going to do that.
Does it even does it show that you're talking? Like it gives you the white speech bubble instead of the mic one?
Yeah, the white speech bubble although it has nothing in it.
That's so weird. Why is this not all right, I'm triggered actually. Oh, that's so annoying.
For sure.
Sorry guys, if you're watching a game, if you're trying to watch a game, I do apologize.
Hey, everybody in game, Mott says that he apologizes. He can't hear his microphone. He's gonna fix it.
No, I'm not fixing it. I can't fix it.
Oh, actually, he says he's not fixing it.
I mean, it's just, I don't think I can. I don't know how to fix it. I've tried everything. Like, I've changed the voice setting. I don't want to miss anything. Hold on 1 second.
There's smokes. There's two smokes
I'm watching
going
it. I know what's going on.
It's looking great.
So,
I think Slark's dead. I think Slark dies here. Is he going to man up?
Oh, boy.
He's...
There's no way, right? Oh, Nightmare?
The range?
Gosh.
No, it's too far. It's too far.
Ah, he's good.
Slark was smoked.
He's fine.
Yeah, they get vision. They get vision of the lanes. They want to dodge. They want Lycan to be against Slark.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's a pretty ridiculous matchup. Slark is going to get crushed by a Lycan Leshrac. I've been playing a lot of Lycan offlane lately. That was my calibration here. I calibrated to rank. It's about rank 50 when all the dust settled, and then I lost about.
You went rank 50?
Yeah, and then I lost about 15 games in a row yesterday and today because I stopped picking Lycan.
Well, you were at rank 200, weren't you, when the last season ended?
Yeah, I won 7 out of 10 of my calibration games.
That's pretty nice.
It went pretty good.
Arrow.
I was picking Lycan and trying real hard.
Arrow misses on
beat him up?
Shin, so he's just slapping him.
Getting some good damage. Ooh, SK's gonna turn around.
You know, I've seen Leap level 1 a lot more recently, and I think it's really strong right now with the attack speed increase. It's pretty nice, actually. Playing people like crazy.
Quite a lot of attack speed.
Yeah, 60 attack speed, and it's just one leap. You just get 1 level of leap until later you get the max Star Storm. But we'll see. Meanwhile, mid lane, they are trying to get the courier. Cat is sitting behind the tower. Of course, they have... no idea this is happening, although he has been spotted. Yes, he has been spotted. The creep wave comes in. That was awkward. That probably shouldn't have happened, actually.
I don't know how he didn't have money for it. What happened?
They
got bounties, right?
Jeez.
Oh, he put Storm put tangos on the courier. Yeah, he put tangos on the courier. That's why he didn't send out the salve. It's so funny. So he knows this matchup, and he realizes that Tinker's got a lot of harass in the early game. That's kind of the only way Tinker can win this matchup is by killing Storm. He needs the tangos.
Yep, that'll do it. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on the mid lane, but Tinker should do really well, obviously. In the meantime, it is going to be the matchup that you expected bottom with Lycan having Feral Impulse, which they did change. They did nerf it with the damage reduction. Of course, at max level, it's all the same, so it doesn't matter.
Barely.
Yeah, I mean, it's at max level, it doesn't matter. These changes they kind of nerf the laning phase of the Lycan. There's a lot of these changes that have happened recently, but Abing will have a great time regardless.
I'm pretty sure from 15 to 12, he has +7 damage instead of +8 now, so it's like, oh boy.
Hey, we lost a lot there.
Ripping pepperoni's Lycan, everybody. No, he's still probably the best hero in Dota right now, other than Wisp. But Wisp isn't a hero. Let's be real.
I'm surprised you think he's that strong. I know he's good. I didn't think he was that good, to be honest.
Oh, I think he's other than Wisp, I think he's the best hero.
All right. I'm into it.
He's insane. He's got the highest win rate on Dota buff in most brackets.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
60-something%.
Wasn't Spectre up there for a while? Did he get, or did
Spectre's up there too. Spectre's up there as well. Spectre's like 2nd or 3rd.
I think that hero is actually pretty good if you can get her a good laning phase. If you can get the Spectre to a good start and get an early Radiance, you just win the game. Like, Radiance is so huge on that hero. I know it always has been, but like it feels even stronger now than it once was.
It's ridiculous. You're so tanky as well with the new talents.
Yep.
Ooh, Tinker's dead on the mid lane.
Okay. Well, that was. You know, we'll get the missed first blood out of the way, so that I'll drink some more coffee and we'll make sure we catch the rest of the kills. Although, meantime, top lane.
Track just walked mid and Tinker died.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. He found an illusion rune. In the meantime, they're jumping on Abing bottom, who is again probably fine. Although some Essence Shift stacks will go for
so tanky.
And Abing will try to regen, of course, with level 1 Feral Impulse. He does have a decent amount of regen. But so far, first blood for Detonator. I think in terms of the Detonator, obviously a very strong Punoid team. We've seen them a lot recently. Maybe not as strong as the other Punoid teams in this tournament, but they should do really well against a team like Exit Woundz. So we'll see how it goes for them.
I think that if you have a Lycan off lane and you're farming and the other lanes are going okay, you just win.
Yeah.
Like this hero can buy these off-laney support items like a Necro and what's it called? Dominator.
Yep.
So these are kind of like they're supporty off-lane items, like what off-laners would want to build anyway. Like you'd see a Nature's Prophet building a Necro or something. But Lycan will kill your entire team with these items. So it's like you get this carry and off-laner in one hero. So if he's farming, it's so bad because then you're just dealing with basically 2 carries and a mid laner as the cores that are against you. You know, it's insane.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough. By the way, they did. Speaking of Helm of the Detonator, you tweeted about this change, the change to the selection or hockey, I guess.
I think that was Brax that tweeted about that.
I thought you both did. Anyway, they're going to go on bottom. They rotate the Sand King down bottom. Dual breath hits onto Abing. He is very tanky. Lightning Storm. They're going to drop the Wolves down. Abing's going to try to turn and kill Luke. He can't do it, though, and this is going to be a kill for Shing. They do end up getting the kill onto the Slark, so it's a trade. Owa will try to get another kill. He uses the Lightning Storm. Cat still pretty tanky on the Jakiro. Now getting auto attack down with Cost Finale. They're going to go for a nice bet. They have Mango into a Sand King stun in 3 seconds. They're not going to go for it, however. And in the meantime, the Batrider dies top lane, as they were only, you know, just him top with Yaj running in with Nightmare into the Mirana arrow, which is the good old combo.
I've seen this story like 1,000 times, like, because I've been spamming so much Lycan. This is not okay. Like, he's completely okay with dying in that scenario. Obviously, killing the Slark is great, but even if he...
Batrider's dead again.
Sand King? Sand King's dead, too.
I can't catch that, but I will catch this Batrider kill top with... Anyway,
right before... Actually, the Jakiro's looking...
Nah, he's fine. He's just trying to get the 5-minute rune.
Right before we started casting, I was actually recording a video on why I think roaming is terrible in this patch. And it's exactly what you just saw. So, Sand King leaves top lane. In that time, Batrider dies twice. They go 1-for-1 in the bot lane. But look where the Lycan's farming at. They pushed in that bot lane by killing the Lycan. And he's just getting complete freeform as... Slark can't do anything. So basically, the Sand King rotating to this lane and going even lost 2 lanes. That's just how it is in the current patch. Denies are so effective that you take a small advantage and it becomes a huge advantage, which becomes a tower, which becomes map control, which becomes the game. Which is why heroes like Lycan that can, you know, you get a couple levels and you just hit so hard and you sustain so well in the lane. That's why heroes like this are insane. Because you take that small advantage, you turn it into a huge one. Like, Slark can't even come here now. Even with the Jakiro, Lycan's going to destroy this lane.
The good news is Slark still has decent CS. And once he gets level 6, I guess it gets a little easier for him. The problem is that this Lycan will get enough farm that he'll be able to just push down towers and farm jungle really quickly and all that stuff. And then you still have the Mirana free farming top lane, who of course late game is a monster now. I mean, we've seen it twice in this particular tournament already, where the Mirana's down, you know, in net worth, you know, at 20 minutes, and then she buys a Maelstrom and she gets the level 15 talent, and then she just kills everybody, which is insane.
She hits so hard now, man. Like, I feel like died so many times from a Mirana just leaping on me and punching me to death. It's like, what the hell, man?
Storm jumping, looking for Shing. Shing is going to Sandstorm, but he is going to get out. There's the Lightning Storm. They need a couple more auto attacks. Tinker is here, but he doesn't have enough damage to actually kill the Storm. So JS had an Arcane Rune. He is, I think, yeah, look at the net worth chart right now for Detonator. I didn't notice this, but it's a 4K lead, dude. That is, yeah. I didn't think it was going that well. I thought it was going pretty well for Detonator, but they're destroying this game. They're actually just destroying it.
And the thing is, it gets like 4K. I mean, 4K is definitely a lot at 6 minutes, but it gets worse and worse and worse with the time that you waste. And it's like, oh, I'll just go into the jungle and catch up. Yeah, well then the enemy team takes all your towers. They deny everything, and they Lycan Helm Doms a siege creep, takes your tower. Like it's pretty ineffective to lose the lanes in this current patch. There's like almost nothing you can do if you lose the lanes pretty badly. And I know that sounds like very decisive. It's like, oh, you can't win Dota if you lose. But really, that has been the trend, at least in like the super major. You lose the lanes badly, and it just. And sure, you can last until like 30 minutes, but it's just such an uphill battle. You know what I mean? And it feels like your back is constantly up against the wall.
And I think that's why they picked Tinker, because a lot of these teams, they know that they're going to lose the lanes these ways, and they think, okay, if we pick Tinker, we can actually hold on to the game and get our heroes farmed. But I think it kind of is a false hope. I think that Tinker in this current meta, played by teams like Exit Woundz, might be a false hope. Meanwhile, Arrow top lane. Luckily, CO does have a range drop, but he's still taking a lot of damage. Leap comes in, and Jules will secure the kill. He'll leap away from the tower and have Yaj take the tower for a few hits. So another kill going the way. The Batrider having a rough time. Now they're looking for bottom. Meanwhile, Shing in the tree lines. They've rotated 2 heroes or 3 heroes down bottom. And Owa and Abing diving deep. They're pushing the wave. They're pushing the tower. They have the Helm of the Dominator Wild Wing Ripper, which gives them the armor, which is nice. Bonus 3 armor, which is always good to have, especially for Owa, who's very squishy. He doesn't have that much armor to begin with, but actually does. 5 armor.
This is so much space down here, though. Like, if they... number one, I don't actually think they can kill the Lycan at all, so they just be going for the Leshrac. they're wasting so much time down here defending this. I get that it's like a tier 1 tower you want to defend, but there's a part of me that thinks maybe they should just send Slark jungle and just get like efficient experience down here. Have the Sand King just sit down here and get what he can. Maybe with the Jakiro going mid and Tinker takes this jungle area or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And you can see that the Bane is actually
he took mid for a while. The Bane did anyway. So that's what they were doing for Detonator.
So Detonator, yeah, they're making those sorts of, I like those sorts of plays. Like I like when you're kind of, okay, we lost the lanes.
Uh-oh.
I know we're not gonna have. Oh, that's it.
Very dead Batrider. It's, oh my god, between the Storm and the Mirana, they hit so freaking hard. It's actually insane. Yeah. And now they're just gonna lose bottom. They can't, like, they're trying to TP into different lanes. They're trying to find room to farm. They're just not finding any of it.
You TP top. Yeah. I mean, this is just the story of a lot of games though. In this patch, like, it looks. It kind of feels hopeless. Like, that's why I think that they need to go for these kind of like efficient experience plays rather than try to like, okay, let's take a. They're diving. Let's take a fight. Like, you don't do any of that because even if you win the fight, like, they still get an objective. You know, like, you need to take some time, take some space first on your heroes, and then you can look to make plays like that when you have some sort of item timing or skill timing. You could definitely go for that sort of thing, but just kind of fighting to fight, that's not going to work. And when you lose the lanes like this, that's absolutely not going to work.
I mean, you're missing out on Sand King getting farm and getting closer to his Blink Dagger, which he desperately needs in this game. Sure. Yes, he is almost certainly dead. Kumi walked up for some reason. I'm not sure why. And that's an easy kill. The Shapeshift comes in. They'll probably get another tier 1 tower, although they need the wave push a little bit more. But yeah, they have some really good vision. They're pushing like crazy. Mirana's still getting essentially free farm top lane. She's gonna have her Maelstrom rather soon. The Sand King is nowhere near to his Blink Dagger, which is the big item. That and the Batrider Blink. Epicenter is gonna go for Shing though. They're gonna try for it. There is no Shapeshift. This is a big kill if they can find it. Abing will try to TP, and he actually is not going to make it, surprisingly enough. Still, he's not getting out. He's dead to the Shing and Jakiro. Shing, Jakiro, and Jakiro.
The thing is, though, do you even care if you're playing against a Tinker and you take a tier 1 like that? Like, that's an offlane Lycan. Remember, that's not like a carry Lycan that just fed his life there. That's an offlane Lycan. There's still a Mirana that's gonna be hitting like a truck in the late game. That's why I think this hero's insane on the offlane, because like he can make plays like that, kill the Tinker, open up the map, and he's actually making space for people while taking objectives. You know, it's like it's just a crazy thing to fathom. Like, this hero that basically functions like a carry, but you can also have another carry. You know, like it's just insane, and you're not really punished for it. There's no punishment. Yeah. So they get the mid tower. Sure, the Lycan dies, but who gives a damn? Look at the net worth.
Yeah, it's true. They're 7k up. The Lycan killing the Tinker, there was a big dip in the net worth advantage for Detonator. They got even more gold. They did get the deny in the tower, which is nice. It's not the end of the world for Detonator, though. They did get more map control. Fiend's Grip onto the Slark boys. He did. And that's really unfortunate, because that is their carry. Obviously, they have the Tinker to fall back on, but this Slark does need to have a decent start, which he doesn't have currently. He will not get the Shadow Blade anytime soon. And Abing will make the right move accordingly. He will move up to top. They will try to take the tower, which will then lead into his Necro being completed. And they could probably push for the tier 2 with that Necro if he buys the belt.
I think the play is probably just go Roshan before Batrider has Blink, before Tinker has... Oh, he has Travels now, but maybe before he has Blink Dagger.
I think they could back up farm for another 2 or 3 minutes and then go Rosh if they wanted to. Obviously, you'd like to have a kill before you hit into the Rosh pit.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's really just no threat of exit wounds doing anything anytime soon in this game. Their main items, the Batrider Blink, he's not even going for it. He's going to pick up a drum instead, which is fine, but it's very late. You know, 12-minute drum, 13-minute drum with Tranquils, and for the Batrider, pretty rough stuff. For the Sand King, he's not even close, unless he's not even going to go Tranquils, which is fine. I think he just needs to go straight up Blink at this point. He needs to farm somehow. The issue is he doesn't have too many levels in Caustic or Sandstorm, so farming for him is going to be tricky. Instead, they'll just give the gold away to the Slark. So
yeah, I mean, exactly what you just saw there is like kind of a microcosm of what happens when you lose all of these towers. You have a Sand King who wants to be farming and surely could, but the map just isn't large enough for them. Speaking of the map not being large, Bat tries to farm mid and he dies.
Like,
because he just can't. There's nowhere that's safe.
They might find Bane. That's a nice kill. Do they want to keep fighting? Shapeshift is going to come in. They have the Centaur Conqueror arrow. How did that miss? Shing walks by it. The splitter does connect. He's going to die one way or the other. I think Starstorm will get a double kill for Jules. Abing taking a lot of damage. He is the offlane like it, so if he dies, it's not the end of the world. It's a 2-for-1 trade instead of it being a 1-for-1, which would have been really nice. They didn't even have the Storm Spirit in that fight, so good effort from Exit Woundz to at least find one kill, but they still lose a lot for it.
Yeah. Ooh, Bat. Storm. Big balls. Although he sees him with the ward, but yeah, I mean this is just it's like exactly what I was saying. The Bat is demonstrating exactly what happens. The thing is, it's like, what is he supposed to do? Not farm? You know, you're a Bat rider, right? Like you have to farm, but he can't. And now the Shrek on this bottom lane, he's probably going to feed a kill away, but who gives a damn? Look how much damage he's getting.
Yeah, he's doing so much damage this tier 2 tower. He probably will die, which is really big if they can get the kill. It's they couldn't give it to Kumi, sadly, so he can't quite get the extra. I mean, they split the kill, which is nice, but yeah, he doesn't really care. He's a support-less Shrek. He doesn't feed that much away. He almost gets the tier 2 tower in the process. As a Tinker, you'd like to have, like, at least 2 of your tier 1s still up at this point, even against a Lycan, and that's not happening. Meanwhile, I don't know. Jules is at their tier 2 tower in the mid lane. He is a Maelstrom done. He is an Aquila. They kill the Jakiro. They have really good vision. At this point, all they really need to do is just take 1 or 2 fights, take Roche, and push down the extra build. And, of course, Storm can now jump because he has his Kaya, and he's almost got his Orchid as well. So this Tinker, his life is not safe if he comes anywhere near the Storm Spirit, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Tinker, actually, they're scouting him with the Wolves.
Like, oh, they missed the splitter.
He tried for it.
They could still try going. Nah, they can't do it. He's going to get out. Meanwhile, mid lane, they have found the Bat Rider again. Jules has hit an arrow. Here comes the Slark. Nightmare gets Dark Pacted off. Yash has no Fiend's Grip. He just used it. He will feed his life away. That Brain Sap actually kept him alive somehow, but he will still fall. Finally, they get a kill, but it's not for Luke. They give the kill away to the Jakiro, so Luke's still not at his Shadow Blade, and that's pretty critical. They missed the Burrow Strike on Jules, who actually is playing really far up, and if they had a Sentry, he would have killed him. Arrow does sail, but misses. Jules is just asserting his dominance over this mid lane, over the entire enemy team for that matter. He's got to get Burrow Struck.
If you look at the previous kills, actually, as Tinker gets gone on top.
They're going to try to go for Mirana. I don't know if they can get this kill. Meanwhile, top lane, they are going to get the Tinker back to mid. Moonlight Shadow comes in. He's going to get dusted, but he leaps away. There's no mana for Shing. He's out of mana, unfortunately. But Shing gets closer to his Blink Dagger. That's good news. Meanwhile, bottom, they're going to find Luke. And there's the Pulse Nova bringing him down. And will secure the kill, plus the Edict coming in as well. That'll leave the tier 2 tower to be taken by Abing, who will now work on his Necro 2. Meanwhile, Burrow Strike comes in onto the Mirana. Here comes the lasso potentially for CO, and he does get it off with the Firefly. They need this kill desperately. They're going to get it, but at what cost? They're going to lose 2, maybe 3 now in this fight. CO is going to get run down by Abing. The Firefly will not save him. Abing gets a double kill. Mirana is probably completely fine with that. They've already lost 4 heroes for Exit Woundz. I mean, this is just, it feels like an outclass here in game 1, Jenkins.
I think it was largely an outdraft, yes, to be honest. Yes. Yeah, I think there's a huge outdraft, and it's like, once again, their back has just been up against the wall this whole game. But you know, there was outplays in the lanes. Like there was strategical outplays where it's like, okay, we see this guy rotates bots, so let's go really hard on this Bat Rider, for example, because he's been playing really aggressively up until this point. But now that he does not have a TP that's happening, like there was a lot of like kind of VP plays where you'd see VP doing these plays where there's a fight happening and they get an objective while the fight is happening with another hero. Like there's a lot of focus on doing multiple things at once. They're being very efficient on the side of Yoshimoto.
Oh, look at this play though. Abing doesn't have Shapeshift. They'll Flame Break him back. And I don't know. Again, this kill is nice, but how much is he going to give them? Well, Luke does get it. That'll give him his Shadow Blade at least, but Firefly will take down some of the Necro units. Ooh, Luke almost killed himself, actually. He needs to be careful. They're going to Shrine up. The thing is, they can't take an objective themselves. Like, if this was the other team and they have, like, a Lycan, they get that kill, maybe they can push a tower mid. But they don't have any push on the side of Exit Woundz. I mean, Jakiro still doesn't provide anything. I mean, I know he's a good pushing hero, but not in this game. So,
well, their map is so limited that they're going to need to win, like, 3 fights to ever get the map into a position where they have the vision control and the area control to actually start hitting these towers.
They will get
Shrek's dead, so maybe that's
the Shrek kill. That's nice. Yash is going to get chased down, potentially. They're going to try for this. Abing's here, though, with Shapeshift in 10. They see him. They've pinged him. They have lasso. The flame break push. Do they have detection? I sure hope so. They drop a sentry. There's the lasso. All right, they're going to get 2 kills out of this. Very nice play coming in. The grip will come in. That'll be onto the Slark, but it is a full grip. They have no way of... Wow, they have no way of canceling it. JS comes in with the Orchid. He's going to turn this fight around pretty quickly as well. They tried diving Yash. He's going to survive. JS gets a double kill. They've got the sleep on the seal. He might get a triple kill. Although here comes the Tinker. He secures himself a kill onto the Storm Spirit. And they will lose CO, but here comes Yaj getting chased down the march. Should take him down, to be honest. Although maybe he gets in. He's in deep enough that he's fine. And Kumi's going to try for the TP, but Yaj has his nightmare. And now the Tinker is going to get killed by the Mirana. Well, it was a good play. They did get at least a little gold going back their way. It's not that bad of a fight, but
that was definitely really close to being somewhat of like the start of a tipping point. You know what I mean? Where it could have definitely gone back to even. I mean, it's a 12k gold lead at 90 minutes. I'm not gonna say it's like easy or something, but that's definitely what starts it. Where you have like a fight and then a fight, then a fight near an enemy objective. You take the objective, you take Roche because everybody's dead because they chain fed. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of a point where you need to, if you're Yoshimoto, you got to be like, okay, should we just cut our losses in future? Because like if they start losing some of these really high value heroes like the cores, then they could potentially take Roche on. And that's obviously not ideal.
Well, they're going to take Roche for Detonator, though. And they've already found the Jakiro, who is almost certainly dead. And now they will absolutely be able to finish this Roshan very quickly. I would assume there's no contention here from exit wounds. And if they do, it's not going to be in time. They've got a lot of vision for the Dire. It's already dead.
That's actually not even going for Blink. He's going for an Atos. What the hell? Guess,
that's strange.
I guess they really want to tank up, deal with the Storm Spirit.
Or the Lycan, for that matter.
Deal with the Lycan, yeah. Mirana too. It's good against all these heroes.
I mean, yeah, Atos is a good item. It just seems strange. I know they have the Blink Dagger on the Sand King, so maybe that's what they're thinking. We already have that sort of initiation factor. Let's just get another item on the Bat Rider. I'm
that definitely makes sense.
Not against it. But,
Jinx.
Yes, you owe me a soda. Actually, I guess I owe you soda.
I only drink diet soda.
Really?
I don't really drink soda.
Yeah, I try not to either.
It's pretty bad for you.
Yeah, I drink a Pepsi every day. I know I say I try not to, but it's a really bad problem. I'm going to have kidney stones at the age of like 30 or something. It's going to be an issue.
Oh, I hear those are awful.
They're pretty terrible. My mom has them, and boy, does it sound miserable.
You know...
Oh, JS?
Are they going to kill... Aegis?
Aegis. Nice kill. But here comes... they need some way to lock this guy down. They're going to channel Epi. Ice Path. Wow, they're actually going to get this kill twice.
They got him?
He's dead forever. Meanwhile, your top tier 3 tower's dying. Oh, what pops Edict. They're going to take a fight. Here comes the Lycan. Duels his Moonlight Shadow. They'll dust. And oh boy. They get the Burrow Strike off onto the Mirana. I mean, they do send back, I think, somebody. The Nightmare save is up onto the Jewels, but he does have his leap. He needs to use it. But Luke is actually doing a lot of damage here. Owo rotates in. Ice Path misses. They're going to have to be careful. Shapeshift is now down. That is kind of a misplay. A very nice play for exit wounds, but Detonator, the Storm Spirit probably shouldn't have died twice. His team wasn't there to help him out, and that's a big issue. That's he doesn't have a Bloodstone, thankfully, but still.
That's just the Sand King invis really catching off guard there. He wasn't expecting for there to be just a Sand King standing on top of him. So I can understand why he died there. That's just a little, you could argue like maybe they should be playing more together, because there does hit a certain point where, okay, we have enough of a net worth lead. Let's just let's not delay anymore. Let's just end. What are we doing? Let's just end. Like, let's just fight them, end the game. Maybe do something strategic, like you push here, I push here, we'll meet up here, we'll end the game. But it's a little hard when there's something like that that's just unexpected.
Yeah, pretty tricky stuff.
Because he was probably like, okay, I'll push mid, and then I'll come top with you guys. But obviously that plan was interrupted by the Sand King.
I mean, even if they're pushing into Tinker, first of all, do they have a pipe yet?
Lycan's going for one.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've seen this build so often. I love this build. No boots Lycan, Helm Dom, Necro 3 into pipe. I've seen it a few times in this tournament alone, and I think it's really, really, really good. I've seen other people build boots and treads, and I'm like, all right, I mean, that's fine, but I would prefer you just to go straight up like pipe like he's doing currently, so I'm a big fan.
Hey, man. This hero doesn't need boots.
I agree.
He runs faster than Hasted. What are you doing?
I agree completely.
And if you're if you're not using the ult, then you're just running between camps, hitting them, or putting your creeps down a lane. Like, your creeps... Honestly, this hero's not even about the hero. It's about the creeps. Who gives a damn about the stupid giant wolf, you know?
Yeah, the wolf doesn't really
There's like a million other things. There's this, like, bird. There's these, like, tiny little wolves that are running after you. These little demon guys. Like, everything crits. It's not just the Lycan. Like, Lycan is not about the hero.
I mean, he does some damage. Don't get me wrong. He is effective, but you're right. It's more so about the fact that you have hasted Necro units running at you, and then that just kills everybody because they're usually really squishy in comparison to a Necro unit. So.
Yep.
But, you know...
That's why I think the pipe is great, too, because you're buffing your units as well.
I gotta say, they've made some nice plays for exit wounds. They've gotten this game back to only a 10k deficit, and they're kind of just running around the map trying to find this Tinker right now. They're thinking about whether they should push high ground. They don't want to without Aegis. That was the big thing with Aegis. They could have pushed to tier 3. Without Aegis, it seems kind of hard to do that, and maybe even impossible. They did get some damage on the top tier 3. Here comes the smoke, though. And it hasn't been spotted by the Dire, and they're very close by.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
no.
the Mirana leaps away. Moonlight Shadows. They're going to try to take this fight, I think. JS can jump in. Jules walked into his death. That was not the play. And now they need to be very careful. They will secure the kill onto the Tinker, which is actually really bad. He's going to buy back. Cat in trouble. Epicenter's going to get channeled. Luke coming in. Good burrow strike, and they're going to turn this fight around. Triple kill for Obbing, but now JS is going to come in, and he's going to kill everybody. It's about to be 4 dead. He has a double damage rate. It is gone now. The Orchid comes out. The Jakiro comes in to save the day. He's out of mana on the Storm Spirit. They're all buying back on the Radiant team. JS, he needs to get out, but he's out of mana now, and he's going to die to this Tinker. That was a buyback for the Tinker for Kumi, but he does secure those kills, and it's a big bro Epi that gets the fight going in the way of exit wounds. Of course, they had to use 3 buybacks for it, but still.
That was such a beautiful Epicenter, actually.
That's
like 3 heroes, and in a lot of games, the Epi doesn't really matter because you just are basically this, like, you know, Sand King's played typically as this just stunner here. You try to stun as many people as possible. But in that fight, it was... he hit the Epi, but then also hit a 3-man stun. So it was like he did both. He did the old Sand King, which is try to hit the big Epi. Then he did the new Sand King, which is try to hit as many people with the burrow as possible. And that's a dead Jakiro.
I was gonna say Jules had a Scotty in his quick buy for the longest time, and I thought that would have been a mistake considering how he's died in the past 2 engagements. He needs to buy BKB, and he knows this, and he's gonna go for it. As much as you don't want to buy BKB on this type of hero, he has to in this game.
Yeah, Tinker, Sand King.
Like with him buying BKB, they can easily take a fight. Luke's gonna go for the tower, and the Glyphs come out. They missed the split earth somehow. That's actually interesting. They'll run away. So JS dies again. He needs to get to his Lincoln Sphere, I think, before he can fight a little bit more aggressively onto this Storm Spirit. And it is now only a 9k lead with even all of those buybacks from exit wounds. Uh-oh. Oh my god, he actually isn't going to find him. JS just spent his entire mana pool looking for the Tinker, and he still couldn't find him. Yeah.
That can happen. That can happen when you're trying to catch a Blink Aether Lens Tinker. Although he did go for the spell amplification on Tinker as opposed to the extra cast range, which is interesting.
Well, he already has the Aether Lens, but usually you go for the Aether Lens and the cast range, correct?
Yeah, because you just get. I mean, it benefits you same, exact same way. Blink way farther away, march from farther away, protects you against the storm.
That's very curious for sure. They Moonlight Shadowed. There's no Radiant Vision, so they just don't know where they are, and they're playing safe, which is a smart play for exit wounds, not to get caught out of the base. I don't know. I guess there's a way back into this game with a good Epicenter, good lasso. Then the Slark picks up his BKB. They get the Hex on Tinker. This game gets a little bit easier for them.
It kind of looks like the Tinker is paying off a little bit. I mean, not that... It was only a couple of, like, high ground attempt kind of. I don't know. Tinker... He's been holding out a little bit, and obviously at this point it doesn't look so grim for them.
Yeah,
so.
Usually
maybe it'll
like what happens in these games with Tinker is that they'll take these fights and they'll generally just lose them. The Tinker might survive, but everybody else dies. Meanwhile, Obbing's gonna get caught. There's gonna be that grip gets canceled immediately. They'll jump in on the backlines though for the Storm Spirit. Orchid comes in. Looking for the Sand King, they get off the Orchid.
Tinker.
Dead Tinker comes out, Lasso is there. Split Earth, they're going to try to keep the Storm Spirit alive. Centaur Conqueror Stomp comes in. There's that Epicenter again. It's a lot of damage, but they're already all dead for the most part. Slark is forced to buy back. Jules looking for more auto attacks. He's going to have to leap away now. Obbing stays alive somehow with the Urn coming out. The leap just avoids Luke on that pounce on the back lines. And they're going to get back. They force the buyback of the Slark. They lose, yes, their Storm Spirit, but that's still fine, I think, all things considered. They didn't lose anything else other than that, and they get a lot of gold out of that engagement for Detonator. So that's finally a good fight going their way again after about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, that buyback on Slark was pretty costly. He had a decent amount of net worth saved up towards his BKB, but now it's basically all gone. He's about halfway there. But that BKB really is what is going to keep him alive in these engagements. He's kind of just dying to the crossfire, to be honest. Like the Storm and the Leshrac.
Storm zips in, he gets Flitter Earth, they have the Pulse Snow and all that damage.
Yeah, he really needs that BKB.
Like, Mirana's not hitting him hard enough for him to die just that when he gets his BKB, you know, so I think
And the Lycan has been... I mean, the Lycan probably won't focus him. Slark is kind of hard to focus with Lycan. You usually just run at somebody else. Unless Slark has no ult, but...
Yep, agreed.
It's a hard focus, you know.
Roche is up. Storm's back up in 5 seconds. The Dire know that Roche is up. Radiant have not sent any units in there as far as I know, or any heroes for that matter. They will drop a ward down on the high ground, which probably will get count. Oh, actually, I think it's not in range of the sentry. That's pretty incredible.
Oh my god, just barely.
Yeah, it's literally just outside. Oh my god, what a... That's insane.
I swear to god, if this vision wins them a fight, that's gonna be... Oh, well, they de-warded anyway, okay.
Well, now, if you're Detonator, you probably drop another sentry down, I think.
Yeah, that's funny. That's actually kind of like a negative de-ward there. Like, you probably don't want to...
You didn't even need to, I don't think.
Although, then again, you do have a Slark with the Shadow Blade, but you're dealing with the Necro Lycan, so it's not like they don't have detection already.
Which they certainly do. They aren't using it currently. Yeah, just gonna walk up, drop a sentry down, I would assume. They're waiting for the Wolves to scout. I don't know why he's playing so passively. That's not where the sentry should have been.
They have no vision, that's all.
Well, they're gonna head to Roche, but remember, Burrow, Epi, Lasso, 2 Kings of the Roche Pit, and Sand King, as well as Lycan. They're gonna de-ward anyway with the Necro units, so...
Storm's waiting for the bot rune. God, if this is an Arcane, he's gonna be so happy. Regen top. Storm's gonna zip for it. Easiest regen of his life.
But here we go. They have the Shadow Blade. He Shadow Bladed on the... Slark Shadow Bladed on the Dire Vision, I believe. There's a ward up here. They do scan, successfully, in fact. They need a Blink Epi. Lycan Wolf is going to try to cancel it, and so far they're not doing a great job. Sandstorm about to come through. Arrow misses. Lycan ulti coming out. They want to finish this off quickly. They need to channel Epi. I'm surprised they're not going for it yet. Flame Break coming in. Ice Path does hit onto Adming. He's going to get lassoed. Here comes the Epicenter. BKB pop for the Mirana. Actually, that Epi doesn't do anything. They get the Aegis. The cheese is still on the ground. They've stolen Roche by this point, but the Aegis is now already done. They popped BKB. JS is getting really low. Did he get the cheese? No, he did not. He needs to back up. No, he did get the cheese. Jules gave it to him. Nice play. And now JS can jump back in if they want to. So that's Aegis down. They don't give it to Detonator. They also get the Roche down for exit wounds. They don't get the cheese, but it's already been used. Immediately, Detonator going to smoke. They know that these abilities and items are down. Orchid comes out. Good Yules, though, from the Sand King. And here we go. Maybe they can turn this fight. Splitter comes in. They're going to lose CO. The Bat Rider dies almost instantly. Shing's going to get run down. The Starstorm is there. He's dead for 75 seconds on that Sand King with no buyback. CO gets the buyback done, but they say back up. We don't want to take another fight. Let's wait. We have top pushing in, which the Storm has to go deal with. So that's great that they stole the Aegis, but I think Detonator still get a little bit more out of it because they get those kills and those buybacks.
Oh, for sure. I really love the choice to go smoke immediately after losing that kind of... Because honestly, that Roche engagement, I would say that's a loss for Detonator if they don't smoke afterwards. They had to use the cheese. Like, this whole game, they're just waiting for the Aegis and cheese before they do anything, like, super aggressive. Pushing high ground, for example, against this Tinker. And then they just don't get it because the Sand King just hits an amazing Burrow Epi once again. Steals the Aegis. Or, sorry, he stole the kill. Who got the Aegis?
Sand King did.
Did he?
Yeah.
And he died twice?
Yep, he did. He died almost instantly at the beginning of that fight.
Oh, he died instantly, and then he died once again.
When they orchided him, yeah.
In mid lane. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that's just it's a really beautiful play to know that, okay, we know that they're going to be kind of backing off. They're going to think, like, everything's going to settle, right? Like, after something like that, things typically settle. People will try to get their lanes out. So Sand King just goes to push his lane. He's like, okay, well, they're going to go push their lanes out. We'll push ours out. They're just like, nah, screw it. We'll let our towers get hit. We're going to get a kill right now to turn this around. And that's basically the only time they could have known that the Radiant would have been split up. So picking off the Sand King there was just so damn easy.
Yeah, I mean, even with the rules.
They just weren't expecting it. That's all I'm saying. They weren't expecting it at all. It was beautiful.
Nice play, to be honest. But this game probably should have ended about 10 to 15 minutes ago for Detonator, and they haven't been able to do that. You know, now there's the big item. It is the Tinker Hex, and if this Tinker can avoid dying by getting rummed down by either Jules or the Lycan, he can permahex one of these heroes. Yeah, I guess they do have to worry about Lincoln Sphere, but still. And BKBs as well, but...
Storm almost has his BKB. Actually, this is kind of like they have a small timing window where Storm doesn't have this BKB, and they can you know, for sure win a fight if they can, you know, chain disable this Storm Spirit. But with the BKB, it's pretty easy to just, as soon as your Lincoln pops, you press the BKB, zip on the Tinker, and then he's dead. So there is a small window here.
Very small. And Leshrac is about to have his BKB as well. We're about to have, I think, 4 BKBs? No, 3, because the Lycan didn't buy one yet. 3 BKBs for the Detonator side. They're working on Mjolnir for the Mirana, who already does a lot of damage, but will do a lot more in the next few minutes now that she has her level 15. Well, she's had her level 15 for a while. She has her level 20 as well, the Mana Break. And, of course, late game, even if Exit Wounds are able to get back into this game, Mirana is still going to be an issue. She's still going to be a problem. And Storm Spirit as well. So...
yeah. Like I was saying in the early game, when you're playing against like a Lycan offlane and you're not... Ooh, Tinker? Oh no, he can't.
This is out of mana.
When you're playing against a Lycan offlane and you don't have some sort of early game win condition or you know, mid game, some specific win condition, and you just go late game, you basically are guaranteed to lose unless you make some like really sick plays. And I think actually this lineup, Slark, Tinker, Bat, this is actually one of the few lineups that is capable though of out carrying Detonator, not in terms of like damage and
oh my. They're going to find Yash. That's a Hex, and he's dead. They're going to try to find more good Yule Scepter. They're looking for CO. CO jumps in. Now they've got the grip off, but Luke pops the BKB. Here comes the Storm Spirit trying to find CO. So far, nobody dead. Finally, they get the first kill. Luke has to run. Sand King's dead, and JS is just blowing people up. So is Leshrac at this point. They don't even need Yash. Cat will get dropped by Split Earth. 3 dead on the side of Detonator, taking that fight. Probably a good idea for Exit Wounds, but they take so much damage now from all of the magical abilities and all that stuff from Detonator.
Kind of relates to what I was saying, where you go into the late game and you're just basically dealing with 3 hard farming. Like it's as if they have 3 carries with the Storm, Rana, and Lycan. Although you do have a Bat, you know, Bat and Tinker with the permahex capability as well as with the lasso. Like you have a lot of you know, positioning, you have a lot of disable, so that's kind of late game carry ability stuff that isn't just, oh, I do a lot of damage, although Tinker does do a lot of damage. Yeah. Basically what I'm saying is I think that they definitely have options for winning this game, but you know, you're gonna have to not lasso a Bane. That's not.
Yeah, that's not the target you want. They use so much. They use the first hex, which of course you can refresh, obviously, but then you lasso, then you try to jump with a Sankey. He looked for the backlines, but he jumped in and they got Yules. I'm not sure if it was his own Yules. I think it was, which was weird. Yeah, that was his own Yules that he used on the Sand King, which is not what he wanted to do, I don't think.
Yeah.
They just need to play the fights better in that situation, and you're absolutely right about not lassoing the Bane. I also think that Kumi needs to survive. He is the one that does all of the damage other than, like, the Slark. Without those 2 heroes, that and Epicenter, without those 3 things, they just lose the fight outright, I'm pretty sure. So Kumi just needs to find a way to stay on the back lines and not get picked off by these, like, 3 heroes that run at him.
Yeah, but what kind of sucks for him also is that I think in order to win this game in the late game when you're dealing with 3 of these, like, hyper carries, is that you need to have the chain disable there. Otherwise you're not going to out damage these heroes. They'll run down your entire team. I wish we could see the total damage done by Lycan. I would probably suggest that it's a lot higher than a traditional offlaner, possibly the highest in this game, maybe barring the Tinker, just because Tinker is one of those heroes that always does a crap load of damage, even if he's losing.
Yeah.
I think Lycan has done an insane amount of damage, so it's kind of like, if you want to outcarry, you almost have to. Really, it boils down to they need to get pickoffs. They really need to get pickoffs, because I think if they take a 5-on-5 engagement, they're just dealing with a lineup that's much stronger than them in terms of how strong they are in the late game. And this looks like a Sand King that's, I don't know, but starting a fight there.
Oh my god, they missed him. He's gonna survive. They'll ball lightning. They'll find somebody else anyways. Bat Rider.
Oh, they got the bat. That's a gem.
They don't see it, although there's
the gem.
There's a remnant on it. They have vision of the gem. They actually have vision on the gem, and they don't see the gem. That's
come on, Yaj.
Really sad. I've seen that so many times in this tournament where somebody... Oh, Kumi! Uh-oh, he's in trouble! He's gonna die to Oba solo! Leshrac was just waiting the tree line for him to blink in. Oh, that is miserable. Now he's gonna have to buy back, and that's gonna put him a little bit further behind. There's now a 16k goal lead. Even if he buys hit back here, I think they might still lose Rax, but the good Macropire might actually keep it pushed out for now, so that's good news. Still, really rough that he's forced to buy back there.
Yeah, I mean... just really great anti-Tinker play from the Leshrac. That's a very either I'm really pissed off that I'm playing against a Tinker all the time player, or that's a Tinker player. Like that's the two types of people that'll stand in trees waiting for the Tinker. People that hate Tinker or people that love Tinker.
Usually it's the former.
The people that hate Tinker?
Yeah, I do that all the time. I don't want to say I do it all the time, but I do it enough to realize, like, I hate Tinker, and I do that specifically just because I hate that hero. Luke is going to avoid the grip, but still, they're losing CO. Burrow Strike comes out, but there's already BKBs running, and everybody's still healthy for this Dire team, and they're going to just clean house at this point. Luke's going to get run down, 2 dead already. It's going to be 3. They'll probably have to buy back after this fight in order to defend. Cat is going to fall as well. It's 4 dead. Triple kill for JS, who's doing a lot of damage now. Tinker wasn't even at the fight. He was mid trying to push the wave in, and they took the fight probably... not wanting to do so. Tinker probably said, let's not fight here, but they did just that anyway. There's only 2 buybacks available. One of them already came out with the Sand King. Glyph will come. March will push them back for a moment. Here comes the Epicenter. Shing will kill the Necro Warrior, so it does take some damage. That'll push them off the wave for now, and Abing doesn't have Shapeshift. They don't want to try to push this high ground too aggressively. So more buybacks forced, and Detonator are essentially 1 fight away from winning the game, I would say, Jenkins.
Yeah, basically if they kill anybody, they can just dive whoever is left, including the Tinker. So this is as long as they, you know, when you have buybacks, you have no Lycan ulti, you have, you know, low mana on Storm, that's when you back off, but that looks a lot different if they have all of their spells up. So if you see a pick-off happen, and they're in kind of that same scenario where even if Jakiro is dead, right, and they're all set up to fight and to push high ground, you'll see them push. Even though it would be the same scenario as this, is because the resources. Once they have those resources available, like they're so strong right now. And buybacks are interesting in this patch, aren't they? Because it's like you almost always have buyback on a lot of these heroes. Like there's so many more buybacks that are happening. It's just that they're like a lot more costly, especially for the cores. It's just,
yeah.
It's interesting to see them. I find that a lot in a lot of my pubs. There's like you go to push and it's like 4 buybacks. It's like, well, okay, we're gonna win if we kill them all, but geez, 4?
It's
like, how many times did you see that back in the day?
It's like that, and the respawn timers are low too. So it just feels like winning a fight like that usually would win you the game in a previous meta, and this meta, not so much. You know?
Yeah.
It's very strange. I'm not saying it's bad, but
it's different. It's different. Like it's almost like you'd be better off just knowing this patch in Dota than having played previously, because if you played previously, you might be like, all right, guys, let's go push, and then you push and they buy back, and then you get wiped, and then you lose. You know?
Yeah.
It's like in previous patches, you would just push there and win, but in this patch, you can't do that. So
to be fair, this is a weird meta. There's a lot of weird metas in Dota. I mean, think about the troll sniper meta back in the day. Think about some of the metas we've seen even recently. You know, so Dota is constantly changing.
Dota is at its weirdest right now, I'm pretty sure, because you have teams like VP and Liquid that will just pick whatever the hell they want and throw it in whatever lanes they want, and just play the game differently. They pick the best hero for the game and play the hero in a different role.
Oh my god!
Storm is going absolutely ham.
And luckily Kumi survives.
Oh my god, it's insane.
That's Aegis. Oh my god, it's not Aegis. I cannot believe he survived. They're gonna glimmer him too. They're gonna earn him. And he'll still die anyway, I think, the Burrow Strike and a couple of auto attacks. And they have the Nightmare save. The Ice Path comes in. They really want this kill. Luke's going to find it, but again, that's just the Aegis. They're critting a lot. They do have the grip. That's a full grip. Tinker's dead. No buyback. That'll probably do it. Although, I mean, they'll do their best. They have a refresher shard on Abing who uses another shapeshift. They're going to get 3 kills, and that should do it. It's going to be game over for Exit Woundz. They held on. Another Tinker loss in the books here for MPGL. I think the 6th one so far in this tournament out of 7 games that it's been picked. So pretty rough stuff in terms of Tinker win and loss rates in this particular tournament.